Hi, hello, I'm Strawberryno and you might have thought you just clicked on a video review of Pacific Drive, the indie survival game developed by Ironwood Studios. It's kind of a given, right? I mean, the title is literally the middest game of 2024 - Pacific Drive review. How could this not be a review of Pacific Drive? I mean, it is a review of Pacific Drive, but it's also my personal form of meditation. I greedily reach out my hand towards the heavens in vain attempt to obtain enlightenment of some kind. I'm trying to climb a mountain, but there is no mountain. There is no start point to this journey, and there certainly is no end. This is a truly foolish exercise in trying to understand a piece of art in the form of a video game. Why is it pointless? Because some people like this and I don't. And here comes the problem. It doesn't matter that I don't like it. Art is like flavor or smell or color. People like different smells, flavors and colors. And no one is really in the wrong. In the same vein, people like different video games than me, and that's normal. So here's my take. I think Pacific Drive is a straight up 5 out of 10. A perfectly made game that I cannot like or dislike. And that's not normal, I think. Usually it's I don't recommend this game or I recommend this game. It's simple as that, really. This time though, I honestly don't know if I recommend this game or not, and it sounds fucking crazy. So I'm going to lay it all out for you, the viewer, all that I like about the game and what I don't like. And if at any point you agree or disagree, just make a mental note. And if you disagree about the things I don't like about this game, then it's probably a game you will like, and the other way around, obviously. Oh wait, this is what a review is. So I guess, yeah, this is a review of Pacific Drive. Okay, enough stalling, let's go. I beat Pacific Drive after 20 hours. The whole game got to the credits. I'm not sure why I did that, to be honest. It's not like I was enjoying myself. Clearly, I mean, I rated the game already. It's 5 out of 10. So here's the premise. This is the stuff you can read on the Steam page or the back of the box, so I don't consider this spoilers. If you do, then what the fuck are you doing watching a video called Pacific Drive review anyway? So you play as a guy who is absolutely nobody. He's just some guy and everybody in the story calls him Driver because he drives. And he drives because he's currently in Ohio. And he drives because he's venturing into the Olympic exclusion zone. And the zone is filled with anomalies that defy logic, gravity and comprehension. But it's also filled with fantastic and valuable resources not found anywhere else in the world. A light bulb just might have went off in the audience. Yes, some of you might have thought about this to themselves. This is just fucking American S.T.A.L.K.E.R. But instead of using Soviet Swiss knife to solve all of your problems, you hide in a car like a bitch and wait out the bad things going on outside or just drive away from them. We will get to the full story with spoilers at the end, so let's talk gameplay for now. You are the driver. You drive. You might think this is some kind of meme or something, but no, honestly, that's all you do. It's brilliant, really interesting, and by far the worst thing about this entire game. So the car is paramount to everything you do. There are vast stretches of land between you and the center of the zone, which is your ultimate goal. You need the car not only to make distance, but it's literally the only thing shielding you from acid, electricity, explosions and other stuff like that. The deeper you are in the zone, the stronger the anomalies get, so you need to upgrade your car to match them. You do this by scavenging for supplies during your runs, you then take those back to base to spend on upgrades, while at the same time charting the map of the zone. And that's the loop, over and over and over. When I said the car is your shield, I meant it. It takes the beating for you. Every single piece of the car can be completely destroyed if you do not maintain the car and avoid the hazards. The game really confusingly presents itself as some kind of hardcore survival game. You see all this shit and you think to yourself, oh my god, I really need all of this to survive out there? What the fuck? Driving in Ohio is this dire? Okay, I know I made that joke before, but it just cracks me up so much. Leave it to Americans to make their own S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and it's just this. But yeah, no, actually, you don't need any of it, ever, except for the engine and the wheels. They stay for self-explanatory reasons, obviously. Optionally, you can put on a hood to protect the engine and lights on to see because the game is unbelievably fucking dark. But what's crazy is that it's way more time efficient to just ignore all the mechanics and drive. The devs for some reason gave you all the tools in the world to never engage with the game. When you come back from a really bad run, or just in general without car parts, there's this thing called the friendly dumpster. The dumpster acts like a soft lock prevention, I think, and as a loot dispenser. After every run it will spit some things out for you, heavily tilted towards what you need at the moment. So you can keep going out on runs just chasing the main story objective, and when you get stuck or bored or anything at any point during any run, you can just say "you got me", hit pause and press abandon run button to return to garage. Then the friendly dumpster hooks you up with some car parts and means to repair the car, so you can go out on another run. And believe you me, getting to the literal end of the game is so unbelievably easy if you just drive around all the incredibly easy to avoid hazards. You won't really need any of the upgrades. It's actually insulting how much more aggro the anomalies become if you stop to collect loot, especially the cores which are needed to research new equipment. Speaking of insulting, holy shit, this game is just so grindy for no reason, it's honestly absurd. There are 4 tiers of protection you can have on your car. You start with crude parts, very quickly move on to steel, and then stay with it for like 10 fucking in-game hours before you move on to the next stage, because A, you get access to the area that has the bloody resources extremely late, and B, way more of an issue, you need to scan very specific anomalies for each of the different upgrades. Some of them are quite a bitch to scan, some are rare, and mind you, you don't even know what the fuck you are looking for. So fun. And then I realized, much like the strat of ignoring all crafting and playing the game with basic equipment, there's another way to bypass most grinding and ignore like 90% of the mechanics. There's a tool you can unlock very early called the Liberator. I ignored this for a long time, but after using it once, I never went back. The Liberator is the only way to take off parts of these random car wrecks you find along your journey. And very often, especially in the 2 deeper areas, you find armored vehicles. So I was driving a fully armored car without ever having the displeasure to grind for a massive pile of resources needed for every single step of the way of unlocking them. And I'm focusing on ways to skip interacting with the gameplay of this game so much because it's just this fucking boring. It's opening containers and emptying them into your car so you can upgrade your car's protection from the things that are hardly ever a threat to you. The anomalies and the zone as a concept are what will easily pull you into the game at first. I mean, it was literally the same with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. It's such a unique concept. It's not just another thing to shoot at, you need to understand what it does and react appropriately. Unfortunately, the appropriate reaction in the case of Pacific Drive is don't drive into the goddamn electric storm you see with your naked eye, and just keep driving forward. There is only one exception, I think. There are these tumbleweed looking anomalies that attach themselves to your car, and you need to get out, manually grab them and yeet them away. That's really cool because you need to do something that's not completely passive. It's so disappointing just how boring the Anomalies turned out to be. In the reviews from various sources I seen online, the consensus is clear. They are just not threatening, and almost everybody immediately follows this thought up with their wishes that this game had actual combat. And I agree, I'm sorry, this is just incredibly boring. Even Kojima, the man insane enough to make a game about walking, was not stupid enough to not include any direct combat in the game, because a section of it keeps you engaged with the art. It also breaks up the other content organically. Also, quite a painful side note, Pacific Drive just has a lot of nothing. You just drive for quite a lot of it, with no anomalies inside very often. I mean, that's not that bad on its own, but this game sorta promised me an expedition into a dangerous exclusion zone. If I wanted to chill out driving around, I would have played a better fucking driving game like Euro Truck Simulator or Forza Horizon. There are occasional brilliant moments when tinkering on your car, just listening to tunes, but after a couple hours when you realize that none of the upgrades matter, it just feels like you're wasting time. Even just the car maintenance. Holy fucking shit, man. I wonder how many hours of my gameplay is just me running around the car applying repair putty, then fixing my flat tires and replacing light bulbs. All that time, and for fucking what? So I can see 15 different colors of the same anomaly and whopping 3 distinct environments that are not visually interesting in the slightest? Still, there were occasional hits of dopamine. Couple of the first runs where I brought back trunk full of resources made me quite happy. Couple of the first upgrades to my car made me proud. I was genuinely having fun applying paint and stickers to it for the first time. I was intrigued by the zone and where the story might go. It just goes away so quickly, and you are left with boredom so often. But this is why I cannot bring myself to say this is a bad game. Those couple of precious, happy moments I had with it, well, that and the fact that this is an indie effort by a small studio, and the game is remarkably not buggy and quite professionally put together. Unlike another game I talked about before, but that game at least was fun at the end of the day. This was not. Okay, let's discuss the story real quick and then class is dismissed. Spoilers from here on out, gents. And believe me, just save yourself the trouble, listen to this and don't pick up this game out of curiosity. But that's my 2 cents and you can do whatever. Here goes. You enter the zone at the beginning of the game for some fucking reason. This always bugged me, to be honest. So in the world of Pacific Drive, it's almost common knowledge that something bad happened on the Olympic exclusion zone, but the government covered it up. But almost everything circulating seems to be very negative in nature. As in, scary shit happened here, probably not a good idea to go there. And this doofus of a protagonist still went because... what? He was curious? S.T.A.L.K.E.R did the same exact concept so much better. In the world of S.T.A.L.K.E.R, everything someone might say about the zone and its dangers is overshadowed by this amazing fucking glowing rock he's showing to you right now. The discovery of artifacts found in S.T.A.L.K.E.R's zone and the subsequent black market created around them immediately started a gold rush for the desperate and the adrenaline junkies. Only when you get there, you realize not only is it extremely hard to get out, but also it's nothing like you imagined it could have been. It's fucking hell in there. It's a truly powerful story about human curiosity, but more importantly, about human greed. And the gameplay fucks, man. Pacific Drive is literally about nothing at the end of the day. You just are there because... shut up, the dev wanted you to be there. Now listen to his incredibly well-written OCs. So yeah, soon after breaking and entering into the zone, you are contacted via the radio by 3 quirky and zany little characters who will accompany you on your journey. Via radio only, you never actually meet them. They explain that the car is actually a very specific kind of anomaly, it physically bonded with your soul and it will at some point drive you insane, but you can break the bond by driving the car into another anomaly at the ground zero of the entire zone. This is a killer fucking setup, man. Also explains why the car can do some unexplainable stuff, but it quickly goes downhill from here. You learn that Olympic Exclusion Zone is a result of testing of the limb waves, invented by Dr. Ophelia, who is one of the voices on the radio. So far so good, let's see them stick the landing. Yeah, that's kind of it really. You learn that all of this was government sponsored, but they pulled out and this free stayed behind for their personal reasons. You learn various non-important shit about the characters. They say something about a mass hallucination event that took place when the accident that spawned all of the zone took place. Then you slog through all the fucking dumb requirements to push the story forward at a snail's pace. Then one of the characters on the radio sacrifices themselves to power the way into the deep zone for you.
Power's back online. Francis, now! Tobias, answer me. Tobias, answering! Don't do it, you can't go out there! Driver, the power's holding steady. You could open that final gate.
Wow, I was so invested in this fucking bozo who kept shouting shit when I was trying to back out of a cloud of acid, man. And then you finally arrive at the epicenter of the zone. You hear some conversations from the past, and then the guy who died starts talking to you.
Hey, look! The gang's back together!
Confirming that there is a way to reach out to the dead, or something like that, I guess. Then you pop out of the portal, drive some more, go back to the garage, and the characters congratulate you since you served the bond with the car.
You made it back, driver. All in one piece, it looks like. No sign of the Rivet's energy signature anywhere in that car. You're free.
What the fuck? There's literally zero explanations as to why the zone grew out, zero explanations as to why it exists, no word about what the limb waves actually are. I fucking forgot we were trying to unbind with the car at hour 3 of the game. I honestly just kept going because I was curious as to what's there at the center of the zone. Apparently a shit ending that doesn't satisfy my curiosity. This isn't just me, by the way. People who loved the story and the characters and the vibes agree that this ending sucked. And that's my review of Pacific Drive, I guess. At the end of the day, the devs turned something that should have been a straightforward 6 or 7 hour long game about driving in anomalous areas and solving mysteries into a 20+ hour slog that gets extremely boring quarter of the way in. I just don't get it. What's there to like so much about such nothing of a game? But like I said, that's exercise in futility. It clearly appeals to some people. I just wish I understood them better. So my honest take is, don't spend money on this game, just go buy something else. If you have a chance to borrow it from a friend or a library like I did, or it makes it into one of those gaming subscription things and you have a chance to play it because you are paying the subscription anyway, then sure, give it a spin. But I would only recommend buying this on a massive discount. And hey, thank you for watching till the end. Subscribe if you would like more content like this, leave a comment down below with feedback, and I will see you guys in the next one.